Funny Valentine and You'll Never Walk Alone, The Lady's a Tramp, and Shall We Dance, not to mention The Whole of the Sound of Music, and. I mean, there's one heck of a back catalogue to choose from. Next week, Cadogan Hall in London plays host to a 4-date show called Some Enchanted Evening. It stars Leslie Garrett, Michael Xavier, Gary Wilmot, and Ruthie Henshall, who joins me now. She's here today with the pianist Clive Dunstall. Ruthie, welcome to the show. Great to see you. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. Very well.
Richard Rodgers is one of those people who we were listening to that trail for the George Gershwin prom, and, you think of Cole Porter and those, Irving Berlin. Richard Rodgers is one of those people who I think I only realised quite how rich and prolific the back catalogue was when I really sat down and looked at it, and it is astounding.
It's stunning, isn't it? I mean, when you think about all the musicals that, he's written for, picking the songs, when they were picking the songs for this Some Enchanted Evening, I mean, it wasn't what were you going to put in, it was what you had to leave out. And they were, it was like, oh no, but I want to sing that one, I want to sing that one. They're absolutely, stunning.
Yeah, and there's something like more than 40 musicals, I think 43 musicals, 900 songs. I mean, it's ridiculous how prolific this man was. And he wrote in so many different styles. I mean, I wonder for you, when you sing a Richard Rodgers song, is there a sort of musical fingerprint where you think, oh yeah, that's definitely him? Or is it just so varying that actually it's just each song is a little kind of world on its own?
I'll tell you what it is. For a singer, and I know this is probably a very strange thing to say, but for a singer, I think his music is a delight to sing. It's never hard. It's never, you don't ever have to strain. He wrote female songs for the female voice, and he wrote male songs for the male voice, as opposed to what happens nowadays in musicals is we are being asked to be really, it's like doing aerobics, but, with the voice. And it's, you have to have, I mean, I have a 2.5 octave range, today, they want you to belt it in, the top of your range and, be quiet at the bottom of your, I don't know what it was about him. He just knew how to write for the singer.
And, I mean, he wrote these songs for Hollywood films, for TV, for Broadway. He was an incredibly versatile musician. What kind of songs do you get to sing in this show? I mean, if you had to pick a kind of highlight song for you, something that feels like a real Ruthie torch song.
Oh, boy, see, I love the fact that I get to sing My Funny Valentine, and I love that one, not only because that's my real name. My mother was watching, she was watching Judi Dench and something on the television, so whether I was a boy or a girl, I was going to be called Valentine because that was the character's name.
Although, to be fair, at least she didn't call you My Funny Valentine, which really would have been a name.
Then I would have left home as soon as I could.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't know that. Valentine Henshall isn't even more. I mean, you've got to use that. Surely you go out occasionally with a wig on and call yourself Valentine.
Ooh.
There could be a whole alter ego in another life that you've never lived out there.
Oh,
haven't considered that?
No, but I am now.
Like your life isn't busy enough. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, we'll exempt you from living an alternative life as Valentine. But I will invite you to sing the song because it is just divine.
Yes, yes it is.
Very much. We will hear it now. Richard Rodgers and Lawrence Hart's from Babes in Arms of 1937. The song is My Funny Valentine. At the piano, Clive Dunstall. Singing live, Ruthie Henshall.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? But don't change a hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day.
Ruthie Henshall singing live with the pianist Clive Donsall. That was My Funny Valentine in the In-Tune studio. Ruthie, you trained at Lane's in Epsom in Surrey. I know you're working on this for this Cadogan Hall show with some of the people you're working with, the Arts Ed Ensemble.
Yes.
And Arts Ed, you know, this now very celebrated performing arts school in Chiswick in West London. When you work with people like that, does it take you back to those sort of hopes and ambitions of student days? How well do you remember what you learnt and all the training from Lanes?
Do you know, it really does take you back, because you know, I mean, when they are brought in to do something like this, they are so happy and so eager, and they are working with these people who have sort of gone before them. And I remember that feeling myself of just wanting to know, to be in the presence of, to know how they do it, and just to be part of somebody's process. And they are always that wide-eyed. It's why sometimes I go and give diplomas out at Lane Theatre Arts. Their end-of-year diplomas, because they are so full of hope. They are so full of what they're going to be, where they're going. They're going out into this world that they have spent 3 years and some dancing. That you know, they're going to get to go out there and do it, and that's absolutely gorgeous, and it's palpable. You can feel that. But of course, the other side of it is, and the fact of it is that probably only a third of them will still be doing it in 5 years' time, because slowly people drop away. They don't
Well,
have
it's tough. Let's be honest about it.
business.
It's really demanding. I mean, the hit of adrenaline and fabulousness you get with a great show and a hit show, the amount of work and pain and all those things that have to go towards that, it can be really punishing.
Well, also, it's 8 shows a week, and it's like being an athlete. It's about, sometimes it's about pumping it out. It's about literally stealing yourself at the 2:30 matinee to get the,
and also shows, as you said now, I mean, they are really different the way that musical theatre's developed in the last even 20 years or so. The shows cost so much, the sets are so expensive, you're expected to be, as you say, an athlete on top form. It's not just the kind of triple threat in the Rodgers and Hammerstein way, which feels, gentle in comparison, and those shows are pretty demanding if you do Oklahoma or The Sound of Music. But musical theatre, I mean, does it feel to you that the industry and the demands made on performers have changed a lot?
Oh, completely. I feel that it's a very different business altogether. I've been in it 30 years now, and when I first came in...
Not quite 30, sorry, Cats was 1987.
Okay.
Don't give yourself an extra year there.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. Thank you.
Because then you've got a nice anniversary to celebrate next year.
That's true.
Almost 30 years.
Yes, I'll be 52, so that would be 50 and 30. So yes,
Nothing
big
wrong with that.
celebration.
That's good.
Yeah, I came in with what I call the juggernaut musicals. You know, it was the Les Mis, Cats, Phantom, Miss Saigon, you know, and they were all huge, long-running musicals. And then the bottom dropped out of musicals for a while there, and we went back to revivals and the safe bet, and then, you know, new musicals sort of came back in again. But every time
and now you've got things like Hamilton taking New York obviously by storm, and again the kind of reinvention of musical theatre there.
Yes.
So it's moving at quite a lick at the moment.
Absolutely, and kind of unrecognisable. And you know, when you leave college, you absolutely, for me, all of us believed that we were going to make it, you know, and we were going to be there in, you know, however many years' time, because that was our life. And then you get into the business, and some people feel they don't have what it takes to do the staying there. Some people go and have families. Some people just, it just isn't, they find it just isn't what they want to do. So you've got all these colleges that are, you know, out of them come 100 kids, you know, each college. And
but if you can stick at it,
let me tell you, I was going to say, if I could say anything to new students, it's always, you know, you can have anything you want if you want it enough. So just get in there, stick in there, eat, sleep and breathe it. Don't say no to anything for the first 5 years.
See? It's easy when she puts it like that. Could we have some more live music, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much indeed. This is Ruthie Henshall singing for us music you may well recognise from The Sound of Music.
Perhaps I had a wicked childhood. Perhaps I had a miserable youth. But somewhere in my wicked, miserable past, there must have been a moment of good. For here you are standing there loving me, whether or not you should. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. Nothing comes from nothing, nothing ever could. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. For here you are standing there loving me, whether or not you should. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. Nothing comes from nothing, nothing ever could. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something
Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein's Something Good from The Sound of Music. Clive Dunstall at the in-tune piano and Ruthie Henshall singing live for us. Some Enchanted Evening is the show celebrating the music of Richard Rodgers. 4 shows at Cadogan Hall. It's Thursday the 18th, Friday the 19th, Saturday the 20th of August at 2:30 and at 7:30 in the evening, and the show features Ruthie along with Leslie Garrett, Michael Saver, Gary Wilmot, Richard Balcom conducting the Royal Philharmonic Concert Orchestra, and we have more live music from Ruthie and from Clive coming up after 5. For now, thank you so much. That was just gorgeous.
Thank you.
Well, Salzburg, the